another chance given by God that we may study His Word, and today being the Wednesday, the 8th of October 2025, and we are looking at conflicting values. So we are supposed to read Joshua chapter 9, verse 1 to 20, and then from the reading, we need to respond to this question. What are the similarities and differences between the story of Rahab and that of Gibeonites? Why are they meaningful? So we'll quickly go through Joshua chapter 9, verse 1 to 20. Joshua 9, 1 to 20. And it came to pass, I'm reading from King James Version, and it came to pass when all the kings which were on this side of Jordan, in the hills and in the valleys and in all the coast of the great sea, over against Lebanon, the Hittite and the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite heard thereof, that they gathered themselves together to fight with Joshua and with Israel with one accord. And when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done unto Jericho and to Ai, they did work willingly and went and made as if they had been ambassadors, and took old sacks upon their asses and wine bottles old and rent and bound up, and old shoes and clouted upon their feet, and old garments upon them, and all the bread of their provision was dry and moldy. And they went to Joshua unto the camp of Gilgal, and said unto him and to the men of Israel, We be come from a far country, now therefore make ye a league with us. And the men of Israel said unto Hivites, Peradventure ye dwell among us, and how shall we make a league with you? And they said unto Joshua, We are thy servants. And Joshua said unto them, Who are ye, and from whence come ye? And they said unto him, From a very far country, thy servants are come because of the name of the Lord thy God, and for we have heard the fame of him, and all that he did in Egypt, and all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites that were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon king of Heshbon, and to Og king of Bashan, which was in Ashtaroth. Wherefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spake unto us, saying, Take victuals with you for the journey, and go to meet them, and say unto them, We are your servants, therefore now make ye a league with us. This our bread we took hot for our provision out of our houses on the day we came forth to go unto you. But now behold, it is dry and it is moldy, and these bottles of wine which we filled were new, and behold, they be rent, and these our garments and our shoes are become old by reason of very long journey. And the men took of their victuals and asked not counsel at the mouth of the Lord. And Joshua made peace with them, and made a league with them, to let them live. And the princes of the congregation swore unto them. And it came to pass at the end of the 3 days after they had made a league with them, that they heard that they were their neighbors, and that they dwelt among them. And the children of Israel journeyed and came unto their cities on the 3rd day. Now their cities were Gibeon and Chephirah and Biro and Kirjath Jearim. And the children of Israel smote them not, because the princes of the congregation had sworn unto them by the Lord God of Israel. And all the congregation murmured against the princes. But all the princes said unto all the congregation, We have sworn unto them by the Lord God of Israel. Now, therefore, we may not touch them. This will do to them. We will even let them live, lest wrath be upon us, because of the oath which we swore unto them. This chapter of Joshua starts by informing us that the Canaanite kings, who usually ruled over small city-states, decided to create a coalition against the Israelites. By contrast, the inhabitants of Gibeon decided to establish a covenant with Israel. In order to trick the Israelites into making a covenant with them, the Gibeonites resorted to the scheme of being ambassadors from a foreign country. According to Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 10 to 18, God made a distinction between the Canaanites and the people who lived outside the promised land. The word translated as craftily and or cunningly can be used with a positive meaning, denoting prudence and wisdom that we can find in Proverbs 1 verse 4 and Proverbs 8 verse 5 and 12, or negatively implying criminal intent. We can find that in Exodus chapter 21 verse 14 and 1 Samuel 23, 22 and Psalms chapter 83 verse 3. In the case of the Gibeonites, behind their treacherous action lies a less destructive intent of self-preservation. The speech of the Gibeonites is strikingly similar to that of Rahab. Both acknowledge the power of Israel's God, and both acknowledge that Israel's success is not simply a human feat. In contrast to other Canaanites, they do not rebel against Yahweh's plan to grant the land to the Israelites, and they admit that the Lord himself is driving these nations out before Israel. The news of the deliverance from Egypt and the victories over Sihon and Og prompt both Rahab and the Gibeonites to seek an alliance with the Israelites. However, instead of fully acknowledging their willingness to surrender to the God of Israel as Rahab does, the Gibeonites resorted to subterfuge. The law of Moses was made provision for learning the will of God in cases such as this. See Numbers chapter 27, verse 16 to 21. Joshua should have inquired for the will of the Lord and avoided the deception of the Gibeonites. The fundamental duty of a theocratic leader and that of any Christian leader is to seek God's will. See 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 9, 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 2, and 2 Chronicles chapter 18, verse 4, and 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 4. By neglecting it, the Israelites were compelled either to violate the fundamental conditions of conquering the land or to break an oath made in the name of the Lord, which was equally binding. We are coming to a close, and our question for today is, how often have you found yourself struggling between what appears to be two conflicting biblical values? I repeat the question. How often have you found yourself struggling between what appears to be two conflicting biblical values? As we bring this to a close, we'll read our text, the memory text for this week, which is from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 31, and says that by faith the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not when she received the spies with peace. I repeat, by faith the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not when she had received the spies with peace. Please ponder upon these words, and I pray that the Lord may give you life so that we meet tomorrow on Thursday for our lesson. Thank you.